Greetings and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today's video is I'll Be Sure Today. Now many of us remember I'll Be Sure, at least I know that I do, because we are both extremely close in age now. He is now 55 years old and still, in my opinion, looking very, very good. I'll Be Sure, born Albert Joseph Brown III. Stage name, again, is I'll Be Sure, an American singer, songwriter, and record producer, radio host, and former radio executive, born in Boston and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. Some of the acts and people that he has done work with, most notably Jodeci, Tevin Campbell, and Heavy D and the Boys, just to name a few. I'll Be Sure, extremely popular with the ladies for his rugged, good looks and soft, sultry, sexy voice. And award-winning songs and hits to include his breakout, Night and Day. Now that was brought to you courtesy of Fair Use, and I'm going to put my Fair Use disclaimer on the screen under Section 107, Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowance is made for fair use of copyrighted material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and/or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non-licensed citation and/or incorporation of copyrighted material by others which might be infringing other circumstances. So many of you may not have known that I'll Be Sure had been sick, actually in a coma last year, and he spoke about that. Fair use. I know myself, I was quite surprised to find that he had been ill and in a coma for 2 months. So again, this is Fair Use, as I'll Be Sure speaks about this ordeal. And this is courtesy of YouTube. Again, Fair Use. And while we wait for this to boot up, he has been going through quite a bit, but well on the mend. It just goes to show One never knows what we really
is known as the ambassador of New Jack Swing and R&B. He toured the world and won lots of awards, but in the blink of an eye, it was almost all taken away. When he got sick, he fell into a coma.
And as you can see from Fox 5, he fell into a coma after getting sick. Now let's continue with the video.
Is known as the ambassador of New Jack Swing and R&B. He toured the world and won lots of awards, but in the blink of an eye, it was almost all taken away. When he got sick, he fell into a coma. Now, for the first time in an exclusive interview with Crystal Young, he's talking about his health, his career, his legacy. Crystal, what was it like?
Wow. He was so authentic, so genuine. Whether you remember him from the late 80s, early 90s, or from now, he is a singer and has always been known as a humble, nice guy. Well, he had a catastrophic medical emergency, but he is back. He is recovering. He's getting stronger. And he's also talking to me. So please take a look.
He credits his mom for instilling in him not only a love of music, but also a strong work ethic.
Imagine telling a single mother, 3 forms of public transportation, yeah, I'm making an album, I'm making some music. Okay, make sure you're in the house at this time before the street light, what have you, so on and so forth. No, I'm in the basement making music. She's like, okay, fantastic. So I spent many nights locked out. So it's the discipline factor. But, you know, being on time, following through.
It was his mother who took him to his first concert, the King of Pop, at Madison Square Garden.
She said when Michael came out on stage, I stood there and tears just started, and I froze. She said I couldn't move. She would try to shake me, and I was like,
wow, wow, wow.
It's Michael.
As a kid, Al mimicked entertainers he admired, like the legendary Tom Jones.
I used to religiously watch Tom Jones and try to mimic. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
He became close friends with David Bowie, who he says taught him how to ski, and Michael Jackson, who called him the heir apparent. He was at the height of his game.
Just imagine, you know, people putting you on a pedestal. Who's the easiest person to shoot at?
Hyundai certified used vehicles have been named the best certified pre-owned program by IntelliChoice. Talk about a smart choice. Now,
The highest point.
So we'll get down to speaking about his illness.
Him embracing me, putting me in his Escalade or whatever, and moving me. And I just remember, those are the vague things that I remember, and wind up being in a hospital somewhere. This is in July 2022, and then it was October.
In a coma for 2 months, Al was close to death.
I was intubated. I was on a ventilator. I had a tracheotomy. I mean, there was so many things going on to the point where they were considering sending me to hospice. And what people...
So that's a little bit of background on Al B. Sure, his ordeal, and his comeback. And before I end this video, I wanted to share a sweet sentiment where he paid one of his largest fans a surprise visit. This will, at least it did for me, warm your heart. Al B. Sure, wishing you fast, speedy recovery. And goes to show, one can experience many hurdles and remain humble.